Hey y'all, hey, it's Brittany Britannia 718 and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button so you can see, I would say weekly videos, but you know, your girl's been a little sporadic, but yeah, I'm getting better. But yes, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can see videos from me. So, I know the title of the video is throwing y'all off. Let's just start by saying I am personally not the one experiencing this issue, okay? But we need to talk about this. I was on the interwebs or whatever, and I saw that this girl stated that she had to cut her locks because she had lice in her locks. Now, I'm gonna put a little warning, right? If these type of things gross you out or it skeeves you out, then you may not want to watch the video. Now, I don't have any images of her locks or whatever. Look, I'm already scratching. But just know, in case it does skeeve you out and I understand, then feel free to end this conversation right here. You know, cool. But if you're sticking with me, let's talk about this. So, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I did not know that a lot of black people get lice in their hair. Now, that can sound ignorant, I understand, but pardon my ignorance while I'm talking about this because I really and truly had no clue. So, yeah, Shorty said that, you know, she ended up cutting her locks off because it went from her hair itching her really badly, and then, you know, she got her hair retightened and everything. And maybe, I think it was maybe just like a month span of when she noticed that her hair or her head was itching her like crazy. And I guess one day after, you know, she went to get her hair retightened, she asked her loctician if she noticed anything, and her loctician said no. But then she's like, the next day she was scratching her head and out they fell. Y'all, she posted a video of the lice, you know, out of her head, and that shit is crazy. So a lot of people had some suggestions as to what she could have done to remedy the situation instead of cutting out her hair. Now again, we know that there's a particular like treatment when it comes to lice. There's like a medication that you have to use, and there's like a particular comb that they use to get the lice out because they're so small. And of course, with our hair being locked, it is hard to, well, impossible to pass a comb through your locks to try to get anything that may be in your hair, get it out. Okay, so first things first, right? What is lice? So lice, they are insects, right? But they're insects that can't fly. They actually just crawl. So there are three forms of lice. You have nits, nymphs, and mature adults. Now nits, right, they are the lice eggs that attach themselves to the shaft of your hair, and they sometimes usually hatch within a week. So when they hatch, like the eggs, they're so microscopic at times that people can mistake them for dandruff. Once they hatch, they're now known as nymphs, more like a grayish tan color. And then after like around 10 to 12 days, those nymphs then mature and become adults. And once they become an adult, they're actually around the same size as like a sesame seed, so to speak. Any of you all that are watching have kids in school, you know, you hear about kids having lice. It happens because they come from close contact. So somebody who may have had lice, they either hugged you, something, and then now you may have the lice, right? Or have lice. Some of the suggestions that were given to this young lady to help get rid of the lice, from what I've heard, was rubbing alcohol, and basically like soaking your hair and rubbing alcohol. I just don't know how damaging that can be to your hair, but apparently the scent of the rubbing alcohol will kill the lice or the nymphs, depending on what stage it's in, right? She was also suggested to try ACV rinse. Now that could also work too. Again, I'm not sure how that would be, but I do believe that you would have to have somebody with you to remove and like go through your hair section by section, lock by lock, to try to make sure you don't have anything in your hair, because we can't use a comb in our locks, right? So you would have to have the person go in by hand to remove the lice. That's crazy, right? And it sucks that, you know, she had to result in cutting her hair in order to remove the lice. But I understand, you know. I think if I had lice, I don't know, but I'd probably cut it all off, probably. Because I don't know anybody who's gonna come over and like help me get rid of it, to be quite honest. Because I was talking to my homegirl about it the other day, and she was like, no babes, I'm not coming over, like you're on your own, like I'm not coming to help you if you have lice in your hair. So I mean, maybe she could have just soaked her hair in rubbing alcohol, ACV. Maybe that would have worked. I'm not sure. Also, you know, they do have the medicated over-the-counter shampoos that you can try too. That may help. I just don't know how to, after you kill them, you know, how do you remove them from your hair instead of just going one by one to do so. Also, what I did see a suggestion was also peroxide and vinegar, and mixing that together, putting it in your hair and putting a bag over your hair, you know, like putting it in a plastic bag and keeping that soaking your hair for like 30 minutes. Again, I'm not sure what the end result may be to your actual locks, but if there is something out there that can help you to keep your locks and not having to cut them and then getting rid of the lice, then I would say try it, you know. But yeah, I just thought this was something interesting that I definitely felt like we should all talk about, because I personally don't know of anybody, any person of color who've had lice. Because they say too that because we use a lot of grease in our hair, grease and oils in our scalp, that can keep the lice from coming. So the lice, they thrive on like clean and dry areas from what I've read about them. But because us folks like to use oils and grease in our hair, that keeps some of us at bay from getting lice. But what's crazy is for Sisterlocks, especially in the beginning, they tell you not to use any oils or anything in your hair. So what do, you know? But yeah, it was just something that I wanted us to talk about and just to have like a dialogue about it. Again, like I said, I don't know anybody personally who had lice, black, white, or otherwise, to be honest. I do know of, like I said, a lot of teachers and parents who have kids in school. They may have experienced it more than I have, not by them having lice, but knowing of someone firsthand who's had lice. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Have you had any experience with this? Do you have locks? Did you remove your locks? How did you get rid of the lice, if you did, or if you know somebody that had lice? Like, let me know. Like, let's talk about this down below. And please, guys, let's be a little courteous to those who may be sharing their journey or shared what has happened to them, because people can be cruel in comments. And I'm not just talking about like on my page or whatever. I'm seeing, like, you know, if somebody's being honest about their experience, there's no need to shame them in this. Let's just try to learn and see how we can move on from this. All right. But yes, you guys, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe if you're not. You know where to find me: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all over. And I'll see y'all soon. Later.